All right, this is the start of lesson 33, and where Sarah is gestanden bei der Kratte neben Gershons Weib und wie wohl jener ist gewesen ungetun in Seid und in Summit und Aufenthalts ihr Aufenthalts ihren haben gehangen Emisse Perl. Nicht kein Falsche hat Sarah sich gegräust über ihr. I don't know, that was the nicest emotion she could have had. But anyway, Sarah Vanda is standing near the grate, near Gershon's Vibe, whose name is, well, I know Pesha, Bela Pesha. And although Bela Pesha is dressed in silk and velvet, and on her throat is hanging real pearls, not like the false ones that, remember, Sarah Bond is holding. Sarah felt big over her, or felt large, or felt over her. Let's say not the nicest emotion. Nicht gekonnt, jener Bela Pesha is an alta, aber sie, Sarah, is young. The other one, Bela Pesha, is old, and she is young. Jener hat nicht gekonnt davenen und sich gemusst zuhören zu der Fürsorgerin, aber sie, Sarah, kon ivre und versteht a filu a hübsche bissel loschen kodische Wörter. Let's see. She, the other one, didn't know how to really pray, didn't know how to pray, and she had to listen to the woman who does the reading in the women's section, the Theozogerin, but she, Sarah, she knows some Hebrew, and she even understands quite a bit of Hebrew, quite a lot of Hebrew words. Ihr, Bela Pesha, Pesha's man, is in Amoritz, und Kol lost ihm nicht zu verkehren bald viele, aber ihr, Sarah's man, is a London. Her man, Bela Pesha's that is an ignorant person. And the community doesn't even allow him to be a leader of the prayer. But her husband, Sarah's husband, is a learned man. Die Stadt weiß nicht kein Cent, Chelek, von dem, was is auf der Wohl. And the city doesn't even know a small percentage, a small part of what he, that is, she's referring to her husband, Yankov, knows. Dazu hat gefunden Leidseligkeit beim Poritz und hat ihm gemacht war sein Parser. Therefore, because he is a learned man and an upright man, he found favor in the eyes of the nobleman, Adam, and he made him into his contractor in the arrender. Die dosige 4 Jahre haben ihr ausgewiesen, nicht 4 Jahre, nur a ganze Ewigkeit. The past 4 years didn't appear to her to be just 4 years, but instead an eternity. Alles, was ist geschehen früher, hat ihr ausgedacht wie a Meise, was ist verlaufen mit Emerson anders. Everything that happened before this 4-year period that she's been with Yankov was like a story that happened to somebody else, not to her. Wenn sie hat sich, als sie ist wohlgewesen, Wanda, das Weib von Stach. You remember him. Oh, well, I'll just translate that and then we'll go. When she reminded herself that she was the wife, she was at one time Wanda, the wife of Stach, dem Shichor, the drunk, is ihr a Scheudel durchgelaufen durch den Rücken. When she reminds herself that she was the wife of that drunkard, then a shudder ran over her back. Oft seinen Ribeltag, wie sie hat nicht getracht, wegen dem Amor. There were times, days, many days when she didn't even think about that past. Sie ist reingewachsen in Yiddishkeit. She has grown into her Jewish identity, into Yiddishkeit. Gerecht ist gewesen Yankov, was hat gesagt, als sie ist Wade gekommen auf der Welt mit der jiddischen Neshama. Und als Yankov, hat sie bloß zurückgebracht zum Abstamm. So it was true when Yaakov said that she actually came into the world with a Jewish soul. And what Yaakov had done was only to bring her back to her foundation. Yaakov hat gesucht and gesungen. Yaakov, he's the Baltwila, he was proclaiming and he was singing. Das Kol seins hat geklungen hell und stark. His voice was strong and clear. Von dem bläusen Gedank als sie, Sarah, ist sein Weib. Und als sie tragt in ihr Tracht sein Kind, seien ihr jedes Mal von Snei angekommen, die Tränen. When all she had to think of was that she, Sarah, was this man's wife, and that she was carrying in her womb his child. Every time there would be she would burst into tears anew has such an emotional response to that. Mit was hat sie das verdient? How did she merit something, such a great, how did she come to this merit? How did she deserve this merit? Aber was hat Gott sie ausgeteilt von unzählige andere polnische Töchter? Why did God choose her from a countless number of other Polish girls, in parentheses, to marry Yaakov and have this honor? Ihr einziger Verdienst ist efter das, was sie hat gelitten von Kindweis on. Perhaps her only merit is that she had suffered from childhood on. Seit sie gedenkt sich, ist sie voll mit Angst und Bänkschaft. As long as she could remember, she was filled with anguish and longing. Sie hat recht noch nicht gekonnt reden, aber sie hat getracht allerlei Gedanken. She could not even speak, but she was already having all kinds of thoughts. Talmud sometimes fleckt sie weinen ohne favor. Sometimes she would cry without there seeming to be any reason. I guess it is trying to show her sort of, even from childhood on, there's some sort of mystical element in her. Sie hat gehabt allerlei Palomos in Schlaf und auf der Wach. She had all kinds of dreams when she was sleeping and even when she was awake. Sie hat gesehen, Secherzel, was bis heutzutage weiß sie nicht, was sie seinen gewesen. She saw all kinds of, I don't know what that is, images or spirits, Zecherzel, which until today she didn't even know what they were. Sie hat a filu.
Sorry, Nachama,
yes.
Zerzer of visions.
Visions, okay. There's another word that's used for visions here. So that's why I had trouble. We'll come to it anyway. Yeah. Sie hat a filu forced to reden wegen dem mit Jakobin. Soll nicht meinen, als sie is meturach. She was even afraid to talk to Yaakov about this for fear that he would think that she was crazed. Fourth, nevertheless, die Augen ihrer haben gesehen. Nevertheless, her eyes saw things. This is from childhood on. A Stegel, wenn das Seidele ihrer, dem Tateles Vater, for example, when her grandfather, her father, Jan Bishop's father, is gestorben und hat getragen sein Körper in a Trumne zum Begräbnis, and they were carrying his coffin to be buried, hat sie der Blick dem Gestorbenen zwischen die Begleiter. She saw the dead person among those who were accompanying the coffin. Is gegangen gleich mit die andere Päuren. He went together with the other peasants. Sie wande, wie sie hat dämmelt geheißen, nicht heimgedacht, hat gewollt schreien, nur hat aufgehäuben a Finger und mit kluger Warnisch zugelegt zu der Nose, a Zeichen, sie soll schweigen. She, Wanda, as she was known as that time, nicht heimgedacht, like it shouldn't be known today. How would you translate that? Nicht heimgedacht. It's.
You shouldn't think about it today, perhaps.
Shouldn't think about it today. Don't think about it today. She wanted to cry out, but he put a finger and like a warning to his nose, a sign for her to be quiet. Erst wenn mir hat gebracht die Trumne zum Cemetery, ist die Gestalt gegangen und nicht mit amol, nur bisslich weiß, wie a Knäuelneppel, wenn die Sonne scheint auf. And it was only when they brought the coffin to the cemetery, did the image, this is of her grandfather, disappear, and not all at once, but slowly, like a wisp of a nipple of a cloud or a fog when the sun shines on it. Die Nacht der noch ist der Seide gekommen zu ihr und übergelost auf in Gelege Kränzelblumen. And that night, the grandfather came to her and left on her bed a bouquet of flowers. Sie hat gehabt noch andere Sehenischen. So that's the word I associate with visions. not the other word. It's similar
Hmm.
with a zeh, but it's not the
Right.
same.
You
Yeah.
are correct.
Well,
But,
that's the word I assume. But
uh,
there's there, you know, Yiddish and the way he uses words. But yeah.
Sir could either be an image or a hallucination. And
So it'd be hallucination, yeah.
yeah,
Aberration? Aberration?
no, no. I suppose it could be something you see. I
Well,
don't know
anyway,
what the word apparition
she
is.
had other visions. She had
Yeah,
other visions.
yeah.
Sie hat zum Beispiel vorausgesehen Jakobs kommen und darüber nicht gewollt, sich zu neufohren mit kein Schum Mannsbild. For example, she had these other visions. For an example, she saw before Jacob's arrival, and for this reason, she did not want to join in with any other man. She was already anticipating the arrival of Jacob. Die hat der Emes gesucht, gewalt auf ihm und gebankt noch ihm und Kinderweis on. The truth is, to say this truthfully, she had been waiting for him and longed for him from childhood on. It's quite a remarkable childhood. Die Weiber in Schul haben gemeint, als sie hört nicht Jakobs Davenen, hört nicht kein Schofar blosen, und sie haben ihr gegeben allerlei Simonim, gerät zu ihr stumm loschen. The women in the shul believed that she did not hear Jacob's davening, that she didn't hear the blowing of the shofar, and they gave her all kinds of signs and spoke to her in sign language. Sie haben gerät wegen ihr a Stegel, wie sie wollt nicht gewähnt dabei. They talked about her as though she was not there because they thought she was deaf and dumb. Bella Pesha, Videl, on the other hand, you know, the word Pesha, I guess it's a common name, but you know, Pesha in Hebrew means, sure you all know, means sin. Bella Pesha had gewohnt, hoi, oifen. Bella Pesha, on the other hand, hoich oifen kol, as she would say in a loud voice, as Sarah is nicht stumm, nor macht sich stumm, und as man darf sich vor ihr hitten. That Sarah is not really mute, that she just pretends to be mute, and you have to protect yourself from her. Azoi grois is gewähnt the Sina, is that how you say this? The Sina, ihre zu sagen, als wenn Sarah hat noch ein Davenen zu ihr a Schockel getun mit dem Kopf und ihr Stummerheit gewünschen a gut Jahr, hat Bela Pesche ihr nicht geentfert und sich von ihr abgekehrt. So this was so great, her hatred of Sarah, that when Sarah came up to her after the prayers and with a shaking of her head gave her a sign that she was wishing her a good year, Bela Pesha didn't answer her and turned away from her. In der Heim, now we're after the davening, now we're home. In der Heim hat Sarah zugegräht, Jacobin a Yom Toviker Seuda. In the home, Sarah had prepared for Yaakov a holiday meal. Hat gemacht Kiddush und ihr gegeben zu trinken von Wein. He made the Kiddush and gave her some of the wine to drink. Hat ihr abgeschnitten Motzi mit Honig. He cut off for her some challah and some bread and honey. Sie hat ihm aufgegeben a Kopf von a Fisch, Meeren und alle Macholim, was es ist der Minhag zu essen Rosh Hashanah. So she gave him the head of the fish and carrots and all the other dishes that it was customary to eat on Rosh Hashanah. Der Yom Tov hat geruht in der Luft. The holiday feeling, I should get rid of that. What's up is this? Sorry. Well. The Yom Tov feeling was in the air. Hat geruht in der Luft. In Blas bloyen Himmel, and in the blue sky, the clear blue sky, the blue sky. Afilu de Beimel und de Grosen haben geschmeckt Rosh Hashanah. Even the trees and the grasses had the smell of Rosh Hashanah. Saren hat sich geducht, als sie sieht, wie Gott sitzt auf der feierdicke Stuhl. Sarah had the feeling that she could see the way God was sitting on a fiery chair. Vor ihm is offen das Buch, Leben und Tod. In front of him is open the book of life and death. 6 Fliegeldicke Malachim zitterin, flatterin. 6 angels are fluttering and flying. Und die Hand von jedem Mensch schreibt rein dem eigenen Gezel. And the Gazar?
Gazar, yeah.
Gazar. And the hand of every man writes his own decree. A stille Pachet hat geschwert in ihr Brust. A quiet fear swept into her breast. Efter hat man sie schon dort verschrieben zum Tod. I don't know why she thinks that, but why? Maybe she was already written for this year for death. Oi bazoi soll Gott bleiben leben ihr und Jacob's Kind. If that's the case, at least Yaakov and the child should remain alive. I'll just finish this. Nach dem Suda is Yaakov weg in Beis Midrash, Sogen Tehillim. After the meal, Yaakov went to the study house to say Tehillim. Sarah hat sich zugelegt auf dem Bett. Sarah lay down in the bed. Das Kind hat sich schon geschockelt in ihre Gedärme, gestoßen mit der Fisslech. The child was already shaking in her organs and kicked with the feet. Morgen haben alle die, was haben verloren, die Eltern, gesollt sagen Yizkor. Tomorrow, everybody who had lost parents was supposed to say Yizkor. Aber wem soll sie dermannen, but who should she remember? Ihr Vater, Jan Bijak, her father, Jan Bijak, sie hat gefragt Jaakovin, und Jaakov hat gepasst, noch a lange Zigernisch, and Yaakov decided after a long hesitation, sie soll auslassen die Teil, wo es während der Mond die Namen von die Gestorbenen, that she should leave the group that are remembering the names of those who have died. Sie Sarah is nicht kein Yesoma, no noch Jan Bishop. She is not the orphan of Jan Bishop. Bajik. Ihr wahrer Vater is Abraham Avinu. Her real father is Abraham. There you go, Elka.
Okay. Inmitten Schlaf hat Jakob vernommen a Schorchenisch und a Schoklenisch. While they were asleep, Yaakov took, I'm sorry, I don't know these two words, Shochenish und Schlokenish. Shoklenish. Can somebody please help?
Okay, shorten is a rustle and shoklen is to shake. So it overcame him while he was sleeping.
Yeah, he was tossing around in his sleep.
Right.
No, I think somebody is, don't you think that somebody is pushing him? She's pushing him. That's the way I read it, is that she's waking him up.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right.
She's waking him up. The time has come.
Right.
Hat geöffnet die Wies. He opened up, what is the Vies?
Eyes.
Eyes. Sorry?
Eyelids.
Sora ist gestanden bei sein Geleger und ihm geweckt. Sora stood by her, what is Geleger?
The bed.
And ungeweckt. What is a geweckt?
Waking him up.
She's waking him up. She was the one who was pushing him.
Oh, okay. Sie hat a murmel getan. She murmured, Yaakov, häupt sich on, it's beginning. Hast wehen? Are you having, that must mean contractions.
No, it's vein.
Oh,
Pain.
Like oy vey, oy vey. Really remember it that way. Oy vey.
Hast wehen, are you having pain? Yes. Jakob hat sich gleich aufgerissen. So he got up. Es hat sich ihm ausgewiesen, als ist noch keinmal nicht gewesen, so mit und hat noch keinmal nicht so. We need the next page. But it seemed to him that he had never been so tired and he had never geletzt noch Schlaf wie jetzt, and he had never woken up from sleep.
He never yearned. To yearn, letzen is to yearn.
Oh, he had never wanted to stay asleep as he did now. Agenitz hat sich herausgerissen von sein Mäuel. What is Agenitz?
A yawn.
A yawn came out of his mouth. Is geworden voll mit pochet. He was full of, what is pochet?
Fear.
In der halber Finsternis hat Sores Gestalt ausgewiesen groß, ungeblossen auf Fass full mit Yesorim. In the half darkness, Sarah's, is that her figure or her silhouette had become very big?
Her figure, her appearance.
Her appearance.
Her appearance, yeah. And could somebody help with that last phrase? I don't have any of those words. I'm sorry.
Look, what do you think she looks like? She looks big, blown up, and like a barrel filled with difficulties. What does he expect? The woman's 9 months pregnant, you know.
Es hat ihm durchgenommen das Rachmanis. He was overcome with compassion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Tränen seinen ihm angekommen in die Augen, and tears came to his eyes. Hat so getan, and he said, geh rufen die Hebam. I'm going to get, is that the midwife, the Hebam?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I bet that's a German word, yeah? Hebam?
I don't know.
I bet Moshe knows.
No, I don't.
I don't know. Okay, all right. Not important. It's not a word that we need.
Wart noch zu. Es ist öfter zu früh. She said, wait a while, it's too soon. I'm going to pass the baton to somebody else so you can translate it better.
Think me. Okay. Just have a quick
Slurp of water.
Yeah. So Sarah had nicht geredet. She didn't say anything, nur geflüstert, but whispered. Die hat gehad zugesagt, als sie wird in der Kimpet nicht aufdecken, ich schaut, als sie kann reden. She had promised that in her process of giving birth, she won't reveal her secret, that she can't talk. Aber wer kann wissen, was ein Mensch vertun in so einem Matzav? But who knows what a person will do in such a situation? Die Gefahren haben geleuert von allen Seiten. The dangers were lurking on all sides. Yaakov is arois öffnen dem Laden. Yaakov went out to open the shutters. Die halbe Levona was scheint in die Aseres Yemei Tshuva is schon gehad untergegangen. The half moon that shines in the 10 days of repentance had already gone down, aber von die Sternen is reingefallen an Obschein, but a reflection came in from the stars. Yaakov hat nicht gewusst, was soll tun. Yaakov didn't know what to do. Soll ihr geben etwas an der Quickenis? Should he give her something to revive her? Sarah hat in die Summerdicke Chadoshim zugegräht Vishnik. Sarah had prepared, I still don't know what Vishnik is. There's some kind of alcohol.
It has to do with cherries.
Thank you. In the summer, is that a Russian word?
Vishnu is cherry, it's sour cherry.
Okay.
So Vishnik is probably a special drink or else some kind of compote made with sour cherries.
Okay, you don't know alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
It is alcohol. I think it is alcoholic. Vishniak is a cherry brandy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, in the summer days, she prepared some wie euch eingemachts von agres, and also compote kind of thing from gooseberries, weinperlach, currants, berrelach berries. Hat nicht einmal gesehen, as the Wasser tun is halbledig. Suddenly he saw that the water barrel was half empty when is heraus zum Brunnen onscheppen Wasser, and he went to the well to scoop up water. Es ist nicht gleich überzulassen, a Kimpetorn allein. It's not okay to leave a woman in pregnancy who's in labor, leave her alone. Aber auf die Wand haben gehangen Shir HaMalison, but on the walls there were these prayers. What's the Shir HaMalis? Yaakov?
It's Psalms, written texts of Psalms to dispel evil spirits.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But these are Psalms that the Kohanim used to say when they walked up the steps of the temple, Shir HaMalot, songs of the
from
steps.
going up from Ole.
Well, yeah, like
Ja,
Yeah.
Had uitgelost offen die Tür, he left the door open also. Had gehessen Sachen sagen, dem Spruch, was der Sofer hat ihm angeschrieben. He also told Sarah to say the incantation or whatever that is, of that the
Right.
scribe had written on Ophittenisch Verschädim, something to guard against devils. Der Berg is hoch, the mountain is high, der Himmel is mein Heut, heaven is my skin, the earth is mein Schuch, earth is my shoe, der Himmel is mein Kleid, heaven is my dress. Bashira mich, our God, protect me, Lord God, dass kein Schwert mich nicht schneidet, that no sword will cut me, dass kein Horn mich nicht stößt, that no horn will push me, dass kein Zorn mich nicht beißt, that no tooth will bite me, dass kein Wasser vergisst, that no water will spill me. Any thoughts about
the water.
yeah, that the water will not spill, that no water will spill me away. I don't, oh, maybe no water will spill me away.
Or wash me away.
Wash me away, ja. Unter dem schwarzen Yam liegt ein weißer Stein. Under a black sea, there's a white stone. In dem Hals von Sparber steckt a harten Bein. And in the throat of the hawk, there is a hard bone. And Yohach, guard me, Yishmereni, guard me, Shaddai Atzileni, Shaddai will save me. Tough to fear, yeah, Beinenu, and tough to fear will be between us. These must be, these aren't Jewish words for God, as far as I know. It's a
Yeah,
mix.
Shaddai is one of the names of God.
Shaddai is God, but tough to fear, I mean, is unless it's a servant of God. Maybe it comes from one of the speculative Jewish books.
So
It's
what is
mystical,
this?
I think.
So this is these are the words that are going to protect Sarah.
Now that is the spell that she's saying.
The spell that she's saying to protect herself. But what is the word? The shor? That was the sprach. The sprach.
Sprach, yeah.
The sprach. The sprach. Okay.
Yeah. So
All
this taftifa is a mechanism which drips water onto a wall or a net to cool the air in a room. That's what I found in a Hebrew dictionary.
Oh, well, excellent. So there should be a wall of water between us.
Yeah. So these are a mystical concepts of things that will protect people.
Right. So it is a Jewish spell.
Yeah.
Mahmoud Yaakov had gehad in Stub a Bible was richtig in Kimpet because Yaakov had a wife who was going into labor. Is nicht gegangen zu alle Slichas. He didn't go to all the Slichot prayers. Aber die anderen Stadtleute seien gegangen zu Slichas jede Nacht zwischen Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. But the other people in the village went to penitential prayers every night between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Yaakov hat erkannt zwischen die Gershonen dem Takif. Yaakov recognized between those going to penitence the haughty Gershon. Erst mit ein paar Tage zurück hat geschrieben in Beis Midrash, als Blut wird sich only a few days before, he shouted in the house of study that blood will wird sich
Listen.
Listen, yeah.
wird sich gießen, ob Jacob wird davenen fahren Omer. The blood will pour if Jacob will pray at the lectern. Hat gegeben unzu Herren, als wird ihm masseren zu die Sroris. He gave a rumor that he will betray him to the authorities. Sie ist gewesen als Sort für den ganzen Städtel, als Gershon ist geworden reich von Apikoden, was Emmet hat ihm gegeben in der Zeit von die Schrittes. It was a secret in the whole town that Gershon became rich because of a pledge that someone gave him in the time of the slaughter. Der Eigentümer ist umgekommen. The owner of that pledge had died. Die Yorshim haben gemeint bei Gershon und seiner Vaters Armeg, those who should have inherited demanded from Gershon their father's fortune, possessions, aber hat gelegend Stein und Bein, but he absolutely and completely, stone and bone, refused. Hat viele geschworen falsch, he even swore falsely. Jetzt ist gegangen mit dem Weib, die Töchter, die Adams, sagen sichers, and now, and this is obviously in contrast, in spite of his sins, now he was going with his wife and his daughters and son-in-laws to say to penitential prayer. Aber was ist der Zeichel davon? But what is the meaning of all of this? Glaubt als man kann abnarren dem Rebbeinu Shalom, does he really think that you can deceive God? In die etliche und 30 Jahre, was Jakob hat gelebt auf der Welt, in die 30-something years that Jacob had lived in this world, hat aber einmal und wieder einmal sich gechiedert davon, more than once, once and again, he was amazed, was so viel Jeden halten bloß a halbe Torah, that he was amazed that so many Jews only obeyed half of the Torah. Didinim shebein adam l'makom, the rules between man and God. Die eigene was hitten op jede chumra, the same Jews that observe every least justification in the law, jeden minhag, every custom, Berichter, was haben nicht kein Wurzel in der Torah, behaviors or observances that have no basis at all in the Torah, in der Gemorre or in the Gemorre, brechen oft mit a Gringharts die heiligste Geboten, break with an easy heart, quite comfortably, the holiest geboten laws, afilu diaseres hadibrot, even the 10 Commandments. They willen sein gut zu Gott. They want to be good to God und nicht zu Menschen and not to people. Aber zu was darf Gott, der Mensch, soll ihm tun Gefälligkeit? But does God really need anyone's favors? Was kann wollen a Tate von seinen Kindern achutz, dem soll nicht tun, einer dem anderen kein Unrecht. What can a father wish from his children other than they should not do injustice one to the other? Jakob hat sich gebeugen über dem Brunnen und gesiftet. Jacob bowed over the well and sighed. Der Rauf haben doch gekloppt die Nevi'im. This is obviously why the prophets, what the prophets complained about. After the far kommt nicht Mashiach, and perhaps it's for this reason that the Messiah doesn't come. Hat ungeschöpft aus Wasser. He put in the water und zurückgeeilt zu Sarah, and he hurried back to Sarah. He obviously put the water back into the bucket. But what is the English word scheppen? To spill or to what is the word
draw.
for? Sorry.
He drew the water from the well.
Well, yeah.
No, but if you pour water from one thing into it, anyway, he drew the water from the well. Sie ist gestanden bei der Schwell. She stood at the threshold, sich gebeugen von Veitig, and was bent over because it was so painful. Ruf die Hebamme, call the midwife. I think I should stop there.
Okay. Jakob hat gelost stehendem Emmer Wasser und ist gelaufen zu der Hebamme. Jakob put down the bucket of water and he ran to the midwife. Hat umgeklappt in ihr Loden and he knocked on her shutter. Aber keiner hat nicht geantwortet, but no one answered. Sie ist upon him weggezogen sliches. She apparently had left to go and say the penitential prayers. Yaakov had geeilt in Bishmedras rein. Yaakov hurried to the study house. Is rein in der Stub, wo es davenen die Weiber. He went into the room where the women were praying. Aber die Hebamme hat sich dort euch nicht gefunden. But the midwife wasn't to be found there. Es ist nicht passig für ein Mannsbild, sich auszumischen mit Weiber. It's not fitting for a man to mingle with the women. Aber a kimpet is pikuch nefesh. But a woman in childbirth is a case of mortal danger. Yaakov hat es so getan hoich. Yaakov said out loud, Wo is die Hebamme? Mein Weib geht zu Kind. Where is the midwife? My wife is in labor. Teil Weiber haben genommen sich Krimmen und Patschen in die Sidurim, für was reist über die Sliches. Some of the women began frowning and knocking on their festival prayer books, asking why he was interrupting the penitential prayers. Andere haben ihm gegeben allerlei Eitzes. Others gave him all sorts of advice. Noch a Weibel is gelegen geworden in Pilitz. Another woman in Pilitz was also giving birth. Die Hebamme is avada weg zu jener. So the midwife apparently had gone to that woman. Ein Jedener hat weggelegt das Machzer und gesagt. So one of the women put down her Machzer and she said, Ich will zugehen zu euer Weib. I'll go to your wife. Das Leben ist Bilchef von Alts. life is more important than anything. Yaakov is weg zu der andere Kimpetoren. And Yaakov went to the other woman who was in labor. Die Gas is gewesen full mit Grieber bergelig. The road was full of holes and mounds. Man hat ihm gehad opgemoschelt wo jener woont. So they described to him where the other woman giving birth was living. Aber hat nicht gewusst, wo anzuklappen. But he didn't know where to knock on the shutter or the door. Hat sich gericht, als wird Herren geschreien von der anderen Gewinnerin. He thought that he would hear the cries of the other woman in labor. Aber es ist still, but it was quiet everywhere. Von Beschmedres hat sich der Trogen an Ausgeschrei von a ganze Kehille Jiden. Hashem el Racham v'Chanun. So from the study house, the outcry of the whole community, or the singing of the whole community, carried forward. And this is a verse which is said during the slichas over and over again. God, the merciful and gracious God. Wie österlich hat abgehilcht der dosige Ruf inmitten dem Nacht. How bizarre it's this echo, sound echoed in the middle of the night. Mit dem slichestigen Nigen, with this penitential melody. Noch die alle Schittes rufen, noch als jeden Gott der Warmdicken und Leitseligen. After all of the massacres, the Jews still call God the merciful and the benign. Yaakov is gestanden Banumener, and Yaakov stood like one possessed. Soll weiter suchen die Hebam? Should he carry on looking for the midwife? Soll zurücklaufen nach Heim? Should he run back home? Der Schweiß is immer rois auf dem Ponym. Sweat came out onto his face. Das Hemd is ihm geworden nass von Angsten. His shirt became wet from anxiety. Vater in Himmel, rette sie. God in heaven, save her. Hat so getan auf dem Kol. He said out loud. Hat geguckt a while auf dem Himmel, full baseit mit Sternen. He looked for a moment at the heavens, which were strewn with stars. Wenn das erste Weib ruhen soll sie in Gan Eden, ist gegangen zu Kind, ist Jakob, noch gewinn a Ingel. When his first wife, may she rest in Gan Eden, when she was in labor, Yaakov, was still a young boy. Hat recht nicht gewusst, was tut sich zwischen die Weiber. He didn't know what was happening to the women. Two women. Sie hat gehabt a Mutter, Schwester, Mummes, Schwesterkinder. She had a mother, sisters, aunts, and nieces. Yaakov, is gesessen bei a Sefer. Yaakov was studying a religious book. Und mir is ihm gekommen unsogen, as is a tata, and they came to tell him that he was a father. Und es kommt ihm a Mazel Tov, and one should wish him Mazel Tov. Azoi beim ersten Kind, and that's what happened with the first child, azoi beim zweiten. It also happened with the second child, und azoi beim dritten, and also with the third child. Jetzt hat das alles ausgewiesen, azoi weit, wie es wollt geschehen in einander Gilgul. Now it appeared to be so far away that it seemed to have happened in a different reincarnation. Hat genommen rufen die Hebam und das Kohlseins hat abgehilcht wie in a Wald. He began to call the midwife, and his voice echoed as it would have done in the forest. Noch a while is zurückgelaufen nach heim. After a while, he ran back home. So hat schon dort gebrennt a fire in oven, and there was a fire was already burning in the oven. So hat schon gesotten a top mit Wasser. A pot of water was already on the boil. Die Jidne, was is gekommen nachher von Weiberschul, hat gehabt a rausgenommen von dem Käuber, wo Sora halt die Wäsch, Leilicher und Hemder. The woman who had come from the synagogue had already taken out of the hamper, in which Sarah kept the laundry. She'd taken out sheets and shirts or blouses. A knoil had gebrennt in a sherbele mit ale. A wick was burning in a lamp, in an oil lamp. Sarah is gelegen auf dem Bett, and Sarah was lying on the bed. Sie hat nicht geschrien. She wasn't yelling. Nor das Ponym ihrs hat sich gekrimmt, but her face was contorted. Die erste Rega hat Jakob gewollt reden zu ihr. At the first moment, Jakob wanted to speak to her. Sie fragen, was sie macht, to ask her how she was doing. Aber hat sich gleich der Mond, als sie macht sich für ein Stummer. But he immediately remembered that she was pretending that she was mute. Die Jidna hat schon gehabt verscharzt die Arbel. The woman had already rolled up her sleeves. A weibersche Genitschaft is gelegen auf ihr Ponym. A feminine the experience, skill was showing on her face. She knew exactly what to do. Sie hat afregeton, and she asked him, Die Hebam kommt, is the midwife, is she coming? Ich hab nicht gekonnt gefunden. I couldn't find her. Jakob says, Sag nicht. Es ist noch zu früh sein. Don't worry. It's still too early. Also gring kommt es nicht an. It doesn't happen this easily. Und sie hat reingeruckt, a Scheitel Holz in oven. And she pushed a log of wood into the oven. Sora's Eugen haben geguckt auf Jakoben halb bezahlt. Sarah's eyes looked half at Yaakov, half pained, halb mit a Schmeichel, and half with a smile. Sie haben, wie gesagt, Stummerheit. Her eyes seemed to say silently, Nimm dir nicht zum Herz. Don't take it to heart. Hat gegafft auf ihr mit einem Gemisch von Liebschaft und Steunung. He gaped at her with a mixture of love and astonishment. Hat jetzt der Kont hat jetzt der Kont an ihr wandern, Jan Bzik's Tochter. He now recognized in her Wanda, Jan Bzik's daughter. Die eigene, was fleckt ihm bringen, jeden Vernacht Essen auf dem Berg. The same one who used to bring him each evening food when he was on the living on the mountain. Sie ist als gewinn wie a Verstellenisch oder a Verblendenisch. Everything was like a disguise or an illusion. Ihr sein do, ihr kläumischte Stummkeit, her being here and her apparent being a mute. Wie so ist das als Zustand gekommen? How could all of this have taken place? Hat Jakob sich gefragt, a geplefter. Jakob asked himself, bewildered, when when and how? Sie hat getrogen a Kop Paschela von einer jüdischen Tochter. She was wearing a headscarf of a Jewish woman. Auf ihr Hals hat gehangen a kamea. Round her neck there was a amulet was hanging. Auf der Wand haben gewacht über ihr Shir HaMa'alosim. On the wall, these copies of the Psalms were they were looking after her. Unter den Kischen ist gelegen der Sefer Yetzirah, and under her cushion was lying the book of creation. Hat gehabt herausgerissen a Tochter von Deures Goyim. He had taken a daughter from generations of Gentiles. Sie beräubt von der Mutter, and he tore her away from her mother, der Schwester, her sisters, die Schwägerin, her sister-in-law, Nonta, and all her close relatives. Hat bei ihr alles zugenommen. He took everything from her, a viele das Loschen, even her language. Aber mit was hat ihr abgegolten? But I couldn't find a meaning for I didn't understand the meaning for this abgegolten. It seems to be shaved.
I assume so. Isn't it traditional for very Orthodox to cut their hair when they get married?
Yes, but I don't see the connection over here.
Oh no, I agree with you. It's more figurative than literal.
Yeah. So that he sort of shaved her life away.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So sie hat da keinem nicht gehabt chutz im Jaakoven. She had no one over here besides him, besides Yaakov. Hat sie ausgestellt auf Sakonis, was bloß an Ness hat sie gekonnt von sie beschirmen. He had placed her in a dangerous situation, which only a miracle was able to protect her from. Hat wie zum ersten Mal sich abgegeben a Rechnung, was für a Nisayan das als is für ihr. So he now only for the first time gave an account of what kind of trials what kind of trial all this was for her. Hat sich der Nenter zu ihr und ihr getan a glätting Kopf. He approached her and he stroked her head. Do hat sie getan a goyische Sach, and now she did a Gentile thing. Sie hat angehabt seine Hand und sie gekuscht. She grabbed his hand and she kissed it. Sis gewinn gut, was die Jidne is gestanden mit dem Ponym zum Oven. It was good that the woman was standing facing the oven. Pilitz wird gehabt, was zu reden und spotten. Pilitz would have had plenty to talk about and to mock.